At a time when a lot of fears about inflation, recession, what does your report tell you about investors' risk appetites?
What we saw from Asia was that the Asia investors sold down on 5.5 billion of bonds by the middle of June in 2022, with Hong Kong investors definitely most bearish on bonds. What we saw there was an inflow was some equity funds and also ESG type products and potentially funds with any form of dividend.
Inflation fears really driving investors in the equity market. That's front and center. What kind of stocks are investors turning to?
During this time, as the Fed actively goes on its rate hike, I think a lot of investors at the moment are getting cues within the marketplace. And what we're seeing is potentially mini cycles within that as they sort of seek valuation. So during that phase, there were forms of equity which were popular and definitely ESG type funds.
When it comes to Asian investors, how different are they from Western investors? Do you have a comparison for us?
I don't have it at hand, but what we're seeing, especially within Asia, is more so the news that sort of goes around it. So in Asia, we sort of take heed, obviously, from the economy within the US, but more importantly, within Asia, it is a large place, and China does have a large impact on where a lot of the Asia economy heads towards.
ESG is very interesting, isn't it, Leo? Because when you see the headlines, recession fears are also driving outflows when it comes to these sustainable funds and ESG-focused funds, but still faring better than the broader market. What is the trend like? How resilient is this segment?
It's yet to be seen. Obviously, ESG has become quite forefront in the past few years as investors become more, I guess, open to the fact that there needs to be a sustainable investment. I guess this is time will tell, but with where there is risk, particularly in the bond sector and particularly risky tech assets, we've seen the inflow go towards the ESG component.